Should voluntary euthanasia be legalised in the UK? I do not believe it should, since doctors can misdiagnose an illness. There is an area of doubt here that could lead to terrible mistakes. Just like that. Refusing to allow voluntary euthanasia safeguards against this.
I disagree with your argument, Tommy, actually, because I feel like an able-bodied person can take their own life if they wish to, so without breaking any law. So surely denying this right to someone who is physically cannot do this is just another form of discrimination.
Although that raises one question: is how can you be so sure that elderly people or people in terminal illness are fully clear with what they want to do and they know exactly the process that they're about to go through? And it could just be that they're in a difficult situation, they don't know what to think. So I think you need to rethink that argument there.
But there's an argument for that, is that there are proper medical procedures to show whether you are sound of mind. And in the case of Tony Nicholson and locked-in syndrome in 2005, he suffered from a stroke, and he was fully aware of his state of mind. He was diagnosed as being sound of mind, and yet still decided that he would like to be euthanized.
Surely that's what cultural effect will that have on society if we legalised euthanasia? Surely it would reduce our human rights. It would make people more scared to visit hospitals because they think, oh no, someone might want to kill me if I'm in a bad state.
But however, in the case of Diane Pretty, so when her quality of life was so poor she needed her husband to take her own life because of her motor neurone disease, surely she had the right to request this from her husband to end her life, because yeah, she just, as she said, she just wanted her own rights, and that's all it comes down to, really. I think is that it should be your right to decide whether your life should be taken and not anyone else's. So.
That's great and all, apart from the problem with Diane Pretty was she wasn't given a life-threatening illness. There was a potential that she could recover, and she still chose that. Which, if we allow that, we are giving the gateway for individuals like Harold Shipman to feel that they can, well, I guess, take advantage of and capitalise on people who are struggling in these situations.
Fact is, though, in 1994, a survey showed that doctors had already been assisting in, how to put this, the loss of life, as in assisting them to come closer to a nice end, as the definition of euthanasia is, a good death. So there are other examples of people who are like Harold Shipman as it is, and that's going to be a whole topic of your own morality and your own decisions towards helping people who want to die. Because depression might not seem like a terminal illness, but if that goes on and on and on, that leads you to take your own life, then that is then going to affect you as a terminal illness. Well, not terminal, but it's still going to lead you to a death. Tommy?
Everything leads you to a death. Joe?
Depends, though. That's true, everything does lead to a death. But however, the state in which you die and the way in which you die can be changed. So if you want to be taken by, say, the motor neurone disease, or you may say, I want someone, like a loved one, like Diane Pretty said with her husband, to take her life. Surely she should, and many others should have that right to choose the way in which they die, and this a death should come about. James?
My final comment would be that there's a big problem in that it's a slippery slope argument, and any form of law that it will be passed on this idea of euthanasia will either go one way or the other, and that's just the problem we face in this debate.
And the final comment, if we take the example of a fully fit rugby player who, in training, has an accident in the scrum and unfortunately breaks his neck, he's paralysed from the neck down, all he can do is move his fingers. Is he got an acceptable way of life, an acceptable quality of life to what he used to have when he used to play for England under 16s?
But he's still got so much of his life left to live.
But why would he want to live that when he can't? It feels like a second-rate life. That's the right to life. The right to life might be, yes, you can live, but the right to life doesn't talk about your quality of life. It doesn't talk about how important it is to enjoy your life. Because if you're not enjoying life, then what is the point of you being here?
Surely your quality of life should be not just be focused on your own physical state, but also your parents and your family.
They agreed with that.
I have no further comment.
Thank you for listening to our debate, and the camera's starting to slip, so please press stop.
Thank you.